Hi everyone, delonewolf here and welcome back to the Sunday recap, my weekly vlog where I talk a bit about my last week in games. And of course I got a bit of EVE Online done last week. I'm mostly focused on exploration and the combat sites, they were not that rewarding. I did get a couple of escalations, but yeah, pretty far away in Nosik and in Losik, so I actually didn't run them. A little bit of a waste, but well, we'll see. The data sites though, those have been surprisingly rewarding. Sometimes containers 1.5 million in them, honestly, for the amount of effort and time that you need to get to a data site, since you're scanning them down anyways. It is pretty damn rewarding, so that has been going pretty well. I also did the blueprint copy business. Still haven't really made a lot of moves on the new BPCs, the carriers, the dreadnoughts, and the freighters. Well, main reason is because they still do take a pretty long time to make, of course, so I'm still studying that market and seeing if I can push the margins up for those BPCs, but it is a lot more stuff that I can make now, so it's a nice increase in my passive income, that's for sure. PI, well, we're still on a waiting pattern for PI. It is slowly recovering, but the general vibe in the PI market is that we definitely have to still absorb or get over a fall slump in prices generally, so I tend to be pretty patient when that's the situation. No need to sell now if I can sell later at a better price. I also joined the mass test. That was pretty cool. Two main items: the new bookmark system, which was tested extensively, pretty functional in my experience there. You can now basically have up to 3 shared folders that you can have online that will update every 2 minutes, and then you can add as many as you want. They'll just be in like an offline mode, and then you can switch between them just with a right click. Put this folder online, put this folder offline. So it seemed to work pretty well. Very impressive when a couple hundred bookmarks are added to one of these folders, and then 2 minutes later the whole system around you starts to populate with all those bookmarks. So that is pretty cool, and I think it's going to be a very nice, very useful function when it comes to fleets, larger corporations, alliances, and things like that. So pretty awesome, good work on that. The other item was the new graphical effect when you take a gate. That was pretty cool as well. You now see your ship come into the warp tunnel, and then, or the jump tunnel I should say, and then just go through it as well. Pretty nice, and if I'm not mistaken there should be like some atmospheric differences as well when you're jumping to high sec, low sec, null sec, and things like that. Unfortunately that was bugged. A lot of people from the mass test got stuck in the tunnel when like 130 of us jumped through a gate at the same time. For most people I think it was fixable by just going to the PI window or going or docking on a station. You could actually do stuff with the overview despite being stuck in that graphical window. Most of us relogged though, and so hopefully this will help CCP get the function up and running on TQ. That is why we do mass tests, of course. It's to break things so that CCP can fix them before they are released on the actual release game. So all in all, I think it was a pretty good mass test. Definitely a good week for me in EVE Online as well. And well, pretty soon we'll have the November release. Let's see what kind of goodies CCP adds to that one. Next up is a little bit of Dota Underlords, but I have to be honest, that is starting to fade a little bit. I am definitely not doing all the challenges every day anymore at this point. I just from time to time boot up the game, take a look at what the challenges are, and try and finish them in like a single game or something like that. It is very casual friendly, it is free to play, accessibility is quite nice, but it can take up to like 50 minutes for a single game to play out, and I think that is a little bit of a disadvantage for Dota Underlords at the moment. Basically, you don't have to put in a lot of effort to enjoy the game, but you do need to put in a lot of time, and I don't think that that's for everyone either. And for me, it is already starting to drop off a little bit. I do enjoy the game. It is quite fun that you can sometimes have some of these challenges that, for instance, ask of you to take some life-stealing heroes and then combine that with elusive. Well, alright, well, we've got something to work on, we got something to try this time, and then you just see, is it effective, not that effective. Generally, I tend to do pretty good. I can definitely get most of the games finished in the top 4, so the top half of the 8 that start the game, but quite often I actually almost never win a game, because people are somehow able to get a lot more tier 3 heroes than what I can generally do. But when it comes to the synergies, yeah, it does work pretty well. It's always fun to start out with a couple of druids. That gives you a nice early game advantage. A Slark with some life stealing is still absolutely overpowered. That one almost got me first place, despite the fact that I was getting beat by a lot of players early on. And then other than that, what I like is that basically the warriors are not, and the knights are not that dominant anymore, because they put in these brawling and something else as well, a brown icon that tends to be melee oriented heroes, and they can actually hold the line pretty well as well. So you've got more options than just going for 6 warriors or for 6 knights or something like that in order to have a defensive line. So yeah, I feel like the balance is a lot better in Dota Underlords at this point, but my personal interest is slowly starting to fade, so I'm not sure how long I'll still be playing that game for. I might just take another look at it if, for instance, some other Underlords come to the forefront. Right now Anna 6 is completely built. Basically, I unlocked all the talents, so same with Hobgun. So if they come out with like 2 new ones, I might just jump back in, take a look at these new heroes, or Underlords I should say, try and unlock their talents, see if any of them are like a little bit overpowered, and then we can focus on those. At the moment, Anna 6 is definitely, I think, the most popular choice there as well. And yeah, just keep an eye on the game from a free-to-play, very casual perspective. I think that's the plan for me, but once I find anything else to do right now, basically it's the first game that I will drop. And then for the final game, we've got a little bit of World of Warcraft. Well, it is the 15th anniversary of World of Warcraft, so a couple of special events that were happening in the game. I decided to at least take a look at the old school Alterac Valley that was in there. You can like do the old school quests, basically earn some badges, some time warping badges or something like that, for a special unique mount that you can earn because of this 15-day anniversary. You can also go to like the Caverns of Time, join a couple raids there, and then earn like a pretty cool flying mount as well. Haven't done that just yet, honestly. Getting into a couple of those AVs was fun, but for me, the perspective on the World of Warcraft is that we know that there's a next expansion coming next year. So why the hell would I put a lot of effort into building up my character or doing a lot of World of Warcraft stuff when we get another massive reset button coming anyways? So I just did a couple of those AVs, earned some points. I haven't even done the grind at this point in order to earn them out. I think I've got the rest of the week, and that should be possible. I think basically in 4 AVs you should be able to grind that out to get that mount, and I might just do that personally. Did it feel old school? Well, it was nice, right? You get to summon like the big elemental. There's no cap on how many deaths or kills you need in order to win the game, so it can basically last for a very, very long time. And with the quests that are added from your main base, you can basically also decide to, well, I'm gonna actually farm some points first to get away from the main battle, do some objectives, bring them back in, earn some of those badges, get back out there to do like a next push to a tower or something like that. It's basically a different experience than the current AV, where it's basically just a massive rush, and the game tends to be decided in like the first 10 minutes or so after the first few towers fall. So I actually was in one AV that I didn't complete because it started to get a little bit too late. I had to go to work, and I decided to Hearthstone out of that one, but it was very interesting in the sense that the Alliance actually charged in first, grabbed 2 of our towers, managed to hold them because we were focused quite a lot on getting stuff done in the mines, and then after that, well, we organized a little bit more, pushed back, got 2 of their towers, summoned the elemental as well, and then started to push forward. But that's where the Alliance actually stopped us, and I was like, I don't know, 1.5 hours or so in on the AV. It was the one that I decided to be the last for the evening. So yeah, at some point I just had to say, okay, that's it, I'm actually going to get out of this Alterac Valley. But it was a pretty fun one to run, and It got a little bit of that old school vibe as well. So overall, pretty enjoyable for like a couple of hours, but definitely not like a fresh start for the World of Warcraft for me. Probably the Shadowlands, I'll probably jump into that, take a look at what that's like, but that's still far enough away that we can make other plans in between as well. And that was my last week in games, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.